Preparation for the 2023 general elections, which fall on the electoral body, INEC, is something that everybody will be watching out to see how it goes to ensure that elections coming 2023 is free, fair, credible, and of course that it goes well, that is hitch-free. And that's why we're here this morning to talk about the preparation for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. My name is Nonye Nwokoye, welcoming you to the show this morning.
Anambra, we're saying sit back, relax, and enjoy what you have done this morning.
Right in the studio, we have two people that are going to really look at the working out or how the bodies are working tirelessly to ensure that the elections will go well. In the persons of Ugochi Ehiahorike, she is the Executive Director, Social and Integral Development Center, SIDEC. Good to have you in the studio, Ugochi.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Good you're having me, and I'm glad to be here. In the bank, I get on to it's time for us to participate actively.
All right, we also have the Coordinator, Center for Development and Civic Education, Sir Mike Opia. Welcome to the studio, Sir Mike.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, ladies first. Let me begin with you, Gochi. You know, when we talk about preparations for the conduct of the 2023 general elections, you've been everywhere. You know, you've been with the INEC, with all the bodies responsible for the preparation for this election. So how far so far?
All right, thank you very much. I'll be talking according to INEC.
Okay.
At some point, I also want to talk about talk as a citizen and also as a CSO. But right now is according to INEC, because we just had a meeting with the INEC National Chairman and also the National Commissioner of Festus Okoye. So according to him, he told us during Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room that the coalition of CSOs across Nigeria with membership of over 90 CSOs that cut across this country. During the retreat that we just had, he told us that the coming up of electoral act, that INEC coming up with the electoral act with the House of Assembly enacting this electoral act as at 25th February 2022 for us was a welcome development, because 2023 general election is going to be practically, they're going to be practically using technology, and the electionary process is going to be hitch-free. We are now talking about hitch-free election, inclusivity, credible, free and fair. So on the 26th day of February 2022, the Commission released the elections with 14 critical fundamental items. Based on that, they've been able to carry out 9 out of these fundamental line items that the Commission will want to achieve. Includes the accomplished, the notice of election 1, then of Form EC by the political parties, conduct of party primaries, submission of Form EC 90 series, publication of personnel particulars, and also particulars of the candidates, withdrawal of candidates, and also submission of nomination forms, publication of final lists of notice of candidates, and commencement of campaign. Right now, we are at the level of commencement campaign. They still have other pending activities because they came up with 14 critical line items. They still have some outstandings to complete to ensure that election is going to be hitch-free, free, fair, and inclusive. So the pending activities includes submission of names of polling agents, as was seen during Anambra State's November 6th election, where we observe political party agents coming up fully kitted, because we've been clamoring for it that political parties should train party agents and ensure that they submit their tax to INEC for easily recognition. It was also observed during Ekiti June 18th election, where they were fully kitted. Even Osun state election, another off-cycle and rerun elections, we observed political party agents coming fully kitted. So, and that's the timeline for that is December 30th and January 6, 2023 for federal and state election. They also have pending publication of official register of voters. That will be done January 12th, and also the publication of notice of polls that will be done on 30th January 2023. Then the last day for campaign will be on the 23rd February 2023 for state elections and for federal elections, and 9th March 2023 for state elections. And these are the last dates for campaign, and the election will be 25th February and 11th March. So these are the things, these are the activities, these are the things they've done, these are the things that are pending.
Lovely. We really commend INEC for all stipulating and stating out all they have done. But there is one critical area where it concerns every person, the new electoral acts. How much of it have they sensitized the masses? Because most people don't even know the changes in the electoral acts. Please, can you hint a little bit on that?
Yes, I think this work, INEC cannot do it alone. And that is why INEC, they've been able to mobilize critical stakeholders such as the CSOs, the medias, the traditional rulers, the President General, because even in INEC here, last week, INEC Anambra said they were able to, they had a briefing with relevant stakeholders to educate them that this election critical things people need to study and understand. That's the guidelines for election, the Constitution, and the Electoral Act. These are three important documents that people should learn and understand for us to constructively engage. Even when people are violating, if you don't have the basic fundamental understanding, you can't engage. You can't even observe. At some point, you'll be in the field, you don't even know what to observe. So we need to be informed. As much as INEC, they are doing their own bit, they've come to open up to say, we cannot do this alone. We need your support, the CSOs.
All right, now, according to INEC website, they have 70 days, 23 hours, 26 minutes, 51 seconds. That's 2 months plus for the next general election that will happen in February. That's talking of the 25th own, which is the Presidential and National Assembly. You know, when we talk about this, somebody may think the time is still far. Now, on Opia, you people work on the grassroots, you work with people that matters in the issue of preparing for this election. You know, can you confidently say that everything is in place for the election to be conducted in a credible way, you know, in a stress-free manner? Tell us.
Well, I cannot say that everything is completely in order. Number one is I know that this is a social activities that involves a human being. Nothing is perfect yet, all things that involve a human being. But having said that, I want to say also that the number one responsibility of the electoral management body, which is INEC, is to take the lead in sensitizing the people, putting everything that is supposed to be done in order. And then those of us in civil societies, traditional, other components will now follow suit. Okay? If INEC doesn't blow the whistle, we can follow. Okay, but thank God their INEC is trying. I want to tell you a lie. INEC is really trying under these circumstances. That INEC is not even confronting itself, is even not comfortable with INEC's electoral
23.
act, 2022 electoral act is concerned. Okay, they've Beavers, election with Beavers is a problem. And if they can see, last week I was even reading that some people are even trying to mimic and manufacture alternative Beavers. Okay? These are problems INEC is facing. Okay? And they've said that they are ready, prepared to hack, and will prepare to to produce anti-hacking materials. But how far are we going to go if we have that type of animosity between the electoral body and even the party that is in government? It's a terrible situation, okay? And you know that INEC is independent, quote and unquote, and INEC takes its money from the government, okay? And if there's such things, though INEC has not come and said that money is their problem anyway, but I'm just saying what can happen behind the table. So having a look at that, let's come down to the grassroots, okay? Now, the number one thing that happens to any citizen is to have his own PVC to be able to vote. Now, there are all type of bottlenecks surrounding the issuance of PVC, collection of PVC, and the rest of them. Okay. Now, as we are talking now, there are many people that have already been disenfranchised by the cleanup that INEC did. When they said if you register twice, you are off totally. Instead of knocking out old one and then take the new one, which they at one time said they are going to do. Now it is a total knockoff. As it is now, there are many people that will have their slip that are registered that may not even collect their PVC. That's another thing. And then the deployment of the staff of INEC and the attitude of them on the grassroots of local government and other is nothing to write home about. Because I follow suit in the 19 local government area in Anambra State. We'll be monitoring INEC thing. Now, my colleague has just said that they are still collecting. They told us that by the collection of PVC starts from 12th. As I'm talking to you now, no office is ready to issue a PVC in Anambra State. You see? And they have timeline. And before you know it, it becomes a question of stampede. And so we begin to read, meaning into these setbacks and everything. And that's why I say it is not perfect. Things are not yet in order.
Okay, now after all the meetings and all the beautiful promises made by the Anambra Rec person, that woman.
Dr. That's Dr. Ugu.
Ugu, yes,
Dr.
recently.
Pink.
And they agreed to work with traditional rulers, to ensure that every citizen gets his or her PVCs. And this is happening, Don't you think this is going to be a kind of hit to all the good things they have done so far?
It is already not going to be, because if you don't have the opportunity to collect your PVC,
you're already disenfranchised.
You're already disenfranchised. And one reason or the other, people are more aware and conscious now to collect and participate in this election. And the problem they are having is getting, even during the registration, it was a tug of war. Now, eventually, they got registered. Most of them that got registered may not even have PVC because of the INEC cleanup they did, okay? Which about 2 million Nigerians will be disenfranchised. Those who have even gone and registered and have their slip, as we're talking now, okay? Now, even those whose PVCs are on ground, I'm not sure all of them will have a chance to collect them. One, the attitude of INEC officers at the grassroots. I'm compiling a report that I'm going to officially present.
Okay.
This local government by local government. I will even end up naming names of those in charge of those local government areas. Okay, because the attitude is repulsive. That many people will not like to keep that one apart. Secondly, the timing, the date, because my colleague just read out the timing and the timelines of INEC activities. Most of them are not. The typical example is that collection of PVC. What we had is that by 12th December, the PVC will be ready for collection. Initially, they say from ward level, you go to ward, nobody's there. You go to local government area, nobody's there. When will it be there? When will they? Can INEC come and tell us? My sister, Ugochi, is talking as a civil society activist. I don't know how to be an employee of INEC. So what is happening now is, can't an INEC come and tell us what is happening and obstacles we're having? Why are they shying away from the press? And why don't they want to talk to the people? They organize stakeholder meeting of a few people and they speak all good things, promises, and everybody goes. At the end of it all, nothing happens. Let them come and talk to the people from the public.
Well, we'll go to your speaker. Based on what we've seen about the vitalization of INEC offices, mostly in the southeast, how is this going to affect this election come 2023?
Yes, the burning of INEC officials is not going to be healthy for us in the southeast. It's going to affect us, mostly in the area of uncollected PVCs. For instance, let me just take, for instance, in Anambra State, assuming they burn INEC of Anambra State today, when INEC Anambra State, they still have uncollected PVC of 132,626. That means such citizens will be disenfranchised. And INEC is saying it categorically. If you keep burning, we'll keep coming up with milestone to mitigate it, because we've seen it as a challenge. And election, for them to declare winner of during the presidential election, the election must have held in 24 states. So Southeast, we are just 5 states. We have 36 states, including the FCT, 37. So if we minus Southeast that want to be burning their facilities, we still have 32 states that election might be conducted. So the winner must emerge. So the time we stop burning our facility, the better for us.
Well, I'm just getting to hear this. If this information is being passed to those people perpetrating it, don't you think that this has to stop? Because more or less, we're trying to disenfranchise a particular region in this coming election.
That's what I'm saying. We have active citizens right now. Yesterday, I went to Idemili South LGA INEC office to observe the distribution of PVC process. When I engaged them, I was like, after introducing myself, I was like, what's the status of the PVC distribution? How far have you gone? We were told that it's going to commence on the 12th of this month. Today is 15th, so 16th. As at yesterday. So what have we done differently? They said that they are still issuing out the defaced, the change in terms of relocations, name changing, and all the rest. So these are the things. But what about those that registered newly, that INEC said that their PVC is going to be ready on or before 12th for issuance? So they now told me that as we speak, the PVC is already seated in INEC office, okay, that they've collected they'll be doing the sorting today. So as we speak right now, I believe the sorting is already ongoing at INEC office, and the issuance and distribution will commence next week. So they are now probably telling us that we should support them in educating our people to go out. In fact, that yesterday I was able to lift about 4 old people. Even some were working with walking stick. They were going my direction. I had to lift them. They came to collect their PVC, but it was not ready. So INEC, for them, this is a wake-up call for them to sit up. People can't be visiting collection centers and going home empty-handed. When they flagged out the voter register for people to go and view and make changes, people were trooping in for their PVC. Because I was also observing that process. I observed that process. So I was like, why are you here? They said they came for their PVC collection. So you know our people. We are busy people. Most of us are traders. We can't leave our business on a day 1. You tell us our PVC is not ready. On a day 2, our PVC is not ready. On a day 3, we will not go again. Now.
All right, now with this currently happening in Anambra State, you know, Opia, what do you think are the necessary steps INEC could take at this point to ensure that people get their PVCs as they had promised? Because this is the promise made. I read through the meeting, the stakeholders meeting they had, I think last week or last 2 weeks. I read through and I saw how beautiful the woman spoke beautifully, and how she's been going about to meet the traditional rulers. Gibson Wosu of Oka, she was with him sometime, and so many promises made. So now what are they supposed to do in this situation to ensure that their promises, they keep to it?
My problem with INEC, this may be personal, but it's based on scientific observation, is that they're intentionally doing what they're doing now for certain region or section of the country. I may be wrong, but that is my perception. Now, right from the release of the result after the registration, you find out that particular section of the country was had over 50% of the people that were disenfranchised, and that is South, South, and Southeast. And we were asking that question. INEC has not answered it. Does it mean that INEC officers that work in South, South, and Southeast are not properly trained? Does it mean that South, South, and Southeast indigenes are more illiterate and they could not know what to do? These questions have not been answered. Why is it that South, South, and Southeast had over 50% of those over 2 million people disenfranchised? Why? No question, no answer has been given. Now, this issue of delay, the INEC must have mapped out their processes before coming to tell the people from 12th of December, go and collect your PVC. And from that 12th of December, I don't know whether even the PVC is even in Oka here, not to talk of going to the local government area and going to the ward. And according to my sister, they are still sorting, those whose faces are blind or not blind. But these things they could have put into consideration before giving us the notice. So these are the things. Talking about what INEC should do, INEC knows what to do. Now, you find out that even when next week, when this collection starts, they will take one staff and put in one office. And that staff will lock herself up and be sleeping until you go and introduce yourself that you are this and this, before you woke up and clean her face and say, these are what happens practically that I'm putting down my report. You see? So why can't INEC deploy, now they are behind schedule, according to their own schedule. When this process, when they eventually start, why can't they deploy more staff and give them proper training and instruction as to what to do, to be able to give those they want to give this? Why can't they do that? That they should do. And also come up from their cocoon and monitor the process of what is happening, so that they know what their staff are doing on the field. But they don't do that.
All right, the program is still Good Morning Anambra, talking preparations for the conduct of the 2023 general elections with Mike Opia and Ugochi Ehiahurike in the studio. We'll take a short break here. The program returns after now. Do join us again.
The Electoral Act is there, BVAS, everybody is embracing INEC because of what they did with regard to BVAS. We hope they are going to use it. We had the ruling party trying to behave as if they are frowning at it, but all Nigerians are looking forward to INEC. Once BVAS is fully put in use, even where there are no network, technology is very handy now. Even where there are no network, there's still time for them to provide network over there. So that is not an excuse. So I think BVAS is a very strong factor. Another one is what I would say, spreading information, voters reorientation. Because I think they have to play a major role in reorientating the minds of the voters, especially in this vote buying stuff and worshipping politicians. INEC, I don't know, but INEC has to play a very big role in telling the people that the power lies in them, in their hands, not in these politicians' hands.
For the election to be peaceful, they've been doing it before, and they know the right thing to do. We expect them to do a very peaceful election in all the states. The election should not be rigged. They should post their officers, people that knows how to do it very well. They should allow the masses to vote their choice. And after the voting, it should be counted properly. As in, let the election be free and fair. No interruption. Because sometimes when they want to disburse the equipment, maybe they will disburse some faulty equipment to some parts. Thereby, the election will not go very well. It will interrupt masses from voting. At times they do it intentionally because maybe they have seen or they want their person to win. Maybe they will ship those faulty equipment to some parts so that the people will not be able to vote. So they should ensure that their machines, whatever they want to allocate to states, is properly working.
They should be unbiased. They should just play fair, giving everybody a very clear rule. Instead of siding one person or the other, INEC should be very, very non-partisan. Then secondly, I think the BVAS that was introduced is going to go a long way in curbing election malpractices. So they should stick to it and stop the, some politicians may say, okay, we don't have network in our end, but they should stick to the rules, stick by BVAS. And lastly, we are begging them to try as much as possible to elect ad hoc staffs that do not have any affiliation with different political parties, so that in the end we'll have something concrete, something that is near fair enough for the prosperity of the nation.
Let us stand on their on their stand of using the beavers. And the other thing is this, this using of beavers is only tested in 2 states already, Ekiti and Osun. And I can remember before that, society, they were enlightened how to use the beavers. But now it's a general election. Many states are involved, all the states are involved. So very soon now, INEC will start hiring their ad hoc staff. Very soon.
You're still on Good Morning Anambra. You listened to what the masses had to say concerning the preparation for the conduct of 2023 general elections. And luckily for us, we have 2 able-bodied men, a man and a woman that will do justice to what was just said. Ugochi, let me come back to you based on what the people said. They said the beavers, like a lady was mentioning that the beavers, that these beavers in the last conducted election, that there were some that were faulty, that she believes that INEC should remove those ones that are faulty rather than taking those faulty ones to a section and thereby hampering the smooth conduct of the election. Please, what's your take on that?
All right, I think with respect to BVATs, INEC, according to National Commission, they are doing justice to that, because according to the National Commission, as at 9th of December, he told us that they've been able to deploy BVATs that will take care of the polling units in 30 states. And they are already configuring.
What happened to the rest of the states?
It's an ongoing store. It's an ongoing thing. So according to them, they've been
a step at a time, right?
Yeah, it's a step. It's an ongoing. So what happened in Anambra State November 6th election was that INEC brought in BVATs to Anambra State INEC office. They were able to configure it. Before you use it, you need to configure it. But they were unable to configure 2,000 BVATs machine. That was why BVAT did not work in places like Ihiala, Oba, some places in Ojoto. BVAT machine did not work. That was that 2,000 pieces that were not configured. So the ad hoc officials were unable to use it. So that was what happened. So when we engaged the residential commissioner then, Dr. Oji Nkwachuku, he was able to explain to us what actually happened. So this time we are now telling INEC officials that all hands must be on deck to ensure that as much as you are deploying BVAT, bringing in BVAT, please make sure you configure the BVAT to situate.
How long does it take to configure the BVAT?
It takes nothing to configure BVAT. For them, that was an omission. And we are saying such omission should not happen. So BVAT, the essence of BVAT is to make the process seamless. For instance, those days of card reader, you need to get yourself accredited, sit somewhere before the voting commences. This time, as much as you're being accredited, you can vote at ease and go. Queuing up, accreditation starts by 8:30. Automatically, you can easily vote and go if you want to. But if you want to vote and protect your mandate, is also allowed, and observe the process.
All right, quickly, Opia, our time is fast spent. Sorry, we're running late. Opia, what can you tell our people concerning some changes that are currently, between the time we did Anambra State governorship election and today, prior to the 2023 general election, there's some changes, even with the new electoral laws and all whatnot. So what can you tell our people so that, they will be in tune with what actually is going on as regards the preparation of the elections?
Thank you. This will even take a full lecture to go on because my colleague just raised an issue of polling units, where most of us, in fact, what we need to do now is, number one, those of us that can read, because INEC guidelines, or given INEC office na local government, see if I give the election guideline,
or let them even enlighten you.
Or let even enlighten you.
Yeah.
Or you collect it. See, that's where the PGs and the traditional rights will come up. Go and collect this in the organized town hall meeting. Tell our people the new developments so that they will know. Because on that day you walk into your former polling unit, you won't see your name. Okay? And that would be a very disastrous outing. Okay? Having said that, this issue of deployment and configuration of beavers, that's where technicalities of rigging this election comes. And I want to say from what is on ground that any beaver that does not work in any polling unit on that election day is intentional. Pure and simple. It's intentional. So if we begin to see beavers, unless you smile, they subjected Ngige smiling several times during the governorship election before you could vote. Up to that, you could not vote because they say if you don't smile, if you're ugly like me, you don't smile, beavers will not recognize you. Those issues should not be heard again in this 2023 election. They should configure everything, even if the championship has registered.
Do you need to smile before you vote?
That's what they said. Now, it's part of the issues that... so we have to be... This election is a very serious election. A very serious election. Prominent Nigerians have warned INEC that if there's any untoward thing on that 25th of February, Nigeria may go up in flames. So they should be very, very careful. Let's not have any human factor that shows that there's a certain inclination to disenfranchise certain people for the purpose of getting other people in. If that happens, the anger and madness, quote unquote, on Nigerian youth will be manifest on that day.
All right, we've said a lot here, talking about preparations for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. There's been milestones, and of course, we have timelines according to the guests we have in the studio this morning. Would like to appreciate you so much, Ugochi Ehiahorike, for being here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Noye. Thank you, my people. But I want to highlight on something. The essence of you smiling before the BVAT is because some people will always go and snap picture from their almanac to come and do the PVC. Okay. So that is so INEC. They're also coming up with innovative strategies to curb all these excesses by hoodlums and some desperate politicians.
All right.
So the time for people to, if you don't win, election no be by force or by fight. You must not kill someone. Your ambition doesn't want someone's life.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike Opia, for being here this morning. Thanks. And that's just about it. According to them, all hands need to be on deck for this election to go well. My name is Nonya Wokoye.
And I'm at to say thank you, and please do ensure to cast your vote come the general election. Thank you.
That's it for now on Good Morning Anambra Show. Bye.